Our founding fathers liked a good cocktail. And for America's 250th birthday, we're going to be making 2 cocktails for the musical movie Hamilton.
Welcome to Boozy Movies, where watching movies and making cocktails is what we do.
Our first cocktail is a revolutionary melting pot of American and Caribbean flavors in the Hamilton 76.
Our second cocktail is a revolutionary take on a cherry bounce that is called the Sons of Liberty.
Hamilton follows Alexander Hamilton, an aggressively ambitious man who responds to every minor inconvenience by writing 14 pages about it and starting a rap battle with the founding fathers. Along the way, America is born, friendships implode, and King George proves that the only sane person in the entire revolution is somehow the guy singing breakup songs about the colonies.
It's time to start a revolution. Let's make the Hamilton 76.
In a shaker tin, combine a 1 ounce white rum, a 1/2 ounce spiced simple syrup, and a 1/2 ounce lemon juice. Add ice, cover, and shake until chilled. Double strain into a chilled coupe. Top with hard apple cider. And garnish with a lemon pill spritz. And here is the Hamilton 76. Obviously, this is a play on the French 75 because the French Revolution and the American Revolution were linked together. We made some obvious adjustments. So we have white rum in here because Alexander Hamilton was born in the Caribbean.
Yep.
And so we wanted to bring some rum in from the Caribbean. And then we also have these Caribbean spices that you made into a Caribbean spiced simple syrup.
So in that spiced simple syrup is cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, and some cardamom. Hamilton came from St. Croix. He was born there. He moved to another island for a short time while he was apprenticing under a sea merchant. And this was when he became an orphan. The very first act of Hamilton kind of covers some of that. It's like intermingled.
Yeah, a little bit.
His history. Aaron Burr starts off by describing Hamilton, that he's like a bastard, a son of a whore. You know, like, how does he like rise to this level? And he's setting us up to basically be like, this guy kind of like rose from the ashes.
Yeah. Like it shouldn't have happened, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And
against all odds.
And it does feel like it because, yeah, against all odds. So some of these flavors that are brought in here all come from the shipping industry, along with Hamilton, because he ended up getting shipped over after writing this beautiful essay, which was then published in a newspaper. It prompted the townspeople to create this collection.
That's right.
So that he could go to King's College, which is today's Columbia University. And that's where he meets Aaron Burr, along with these other revolutionaries, the Marquis of Lafayette, and they all become kind of this group of men that become very pivotal to the American Revolution. So this is like literally Hamilton in a cup.
In a cocktail.
Yeah. And when he comes over, he's of very little means. And one of the very prominent drinks out there, including what all of his friends were drinking, was cider. And so that's where that kind of comes into play.
Yeah. Well, I think it fits really well with all those flavors.
Yes.
I think it does go in there with that. The spiced simple syrup is really great.
It is really good. What really picks this drink up, as you like to say, is the lemon in here. The lemon spritz and the lemon juice. It really brightens the entire cocktail where it melds those flavors together so well.
Well, now that Hamilton has made all of his buddies and friends, who are basically the Sons of Liberty, I think we should go ahead and make that cocktail.
Yes, but before we do, we'd like to stand on our soapbox for just 1 second and ask that you go down below, hit that like, really appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't, hit that little bell, and we have a website, so go check that out, www.boozymovies.com.
All right, let's go and make the Sons of Liberty.
Let's do it. In a mixing glass, combine 2.5 ounces of whiskey, 1 ounce cherry hearing, 3 dashes of tobacco bitters, and a dropper of saline. Add ice and stir until chill. Strain into a chilled rocks glass and garnish with a trio of cherries. And here we have the Sons of Liberty.
Oof.
It is a take on the cherry bounce, which is actually reportedly George Washington's favorite drink. Now the difference between this one and the cherry bounce is that the cherry bounce is made with brandy, something that if you were more well-to-do, you would drink. Whiskey was kind of up and coming. And ironically enough, you get this in the second act, Thomas Jefferson even kind of makes fun of it, is that in order to fund the treasury, George Washington and Hamilton decide to tax whiskey.
So this cocktail does have 2.5 ounces of bourbon. So it is a very strong drink because it also has an ounce of cherry herring. The herring and the bourbon, those flavors go really well together. There's kind of like a match made in heaven. And then we have just the tobacco bitters. So really not a complicated drink with the saline, but the tobacco bitters kind of has this spicy sort of flavor that really kind of helps just kind of pick up the drink.
The tobacco bitters actually help bring a lot of flavor really high into your upper palate, almost where I can like smell it. Like it's so high about my upper palate.
Stings the nostrils.
Yes. And you know, another thing is that again, the bourbon and the cherry herring together brings up those cherry notes in the bourbon. We used Chestnut Farms bourbon, which tends to be a little bit more grassy, slight bit of vanilla, and if you're getting kind of that hay, that's where you're getting that. I think that any bourbon really would be incredible in this with those tobacco bitters, with that cherry herring.
So the Sons of Liberty, which this cocktail is inspired by, was a very secret underground organization.
That's right. There's a ton of gentlemen that were part of this group, not even all covered by Hamilton the musical, but spy organization that was like coined really by George Washington and this group of men. They infiltrated British Army by, through wives, through mistresses, through all sorts of things. And they also infiltrated by joining the British Army. So they kind of started the very first CIA.
Oh,
almost.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's fun. Sounds like my kind of group. We can hang out. We got a lot in common, guys.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of the fun bit of it. And that's why George Washington is presented in here. One of the things that the Sons of Liberty were protesting was the taxation of goods via England. And so that's why they, pushed the tea overboard and all of those things. And so it's kind of ironic, and this is why we put whiskey in this.
Right, yeah.
Kind of ironic that two of the Sons of Liberty decided that they would tax whiskey as soon as they formed the new nation.
I mean, you gotta make money.
You gotta make money. All right, well, let's bring in the other cocktail and talk about the production of Hamilton.
The filming of it is not your typical movie.
Yeah.
Basically, they filmed the stage play. But it's not just like they had a camera up in the back. It's not like your parents recording your school play when you were a kid. Like, there's like 15 camera angles. I don't know how they got some of the camera angles there. The sound is amazing. Like, there's microphones everywhere. They even have microphones like coming through their hair, like down here.
Yeah.
They just did an amazing job of being able to sort of capture the essence of like a theater and a play. Like, how do you get people's vocals and some of the raps, right?
Yes.
Are just absolutely exceptional. It's a very modern, digestible way to watch this sort of subject matter, which sometimes can be a little dull.
So Hamilton the musical debuted in 2015 off-Broadway, then within the same year moved to Broadway, and then very quickly, moved to international markets because the writing is so good. I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. He's one of my favorite composers. Plays Hamilton. One of my favorite writers. Love his stuff. We did Moana. That is also his stuff.
Mm-hmm. And the live action of that is coming out. So,
yeah, that is coming out. So you'll have to go back and watch more.
Paychecks.
And he should, because he won a 2016 Pulitzer Prize.
It's pretty incredible.
His writing is really, really good. He is surrounded by an incredible cast of musicians. They're all pretty much musicians. And they're all very, very good.
Mm-hmm. So the movie version of Hamilton, which is on Disney Plus now, originally was scheduled to be a theatrical release in 2021. Unfortunately, we know some things went down in 2020, so that couldn't happen. But you can watch it on Disney Plus now, and it's, again, I highly recommend it. It's a really fun ride. Like, once it starts, it's like a roller coaster and you don't get off. The production, the singing, the energy that everyone brings is at just such a high level. And the music just flows throughout the whole thing. So it's a really enjoyable watch.
It's very dense, but it does speak to several generations. I think because of the writing and the music, using rap as a platform, I can tell you it is one of my son's favorite movies / musicals. And you know, he's a modern generation, so it's very cool to see something put out at such high value.
All right, well, I think it's about time we wrap this up. We got some great movies coming up. I think we got some Midnight in Paris coming up. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Yes.
The Odyssey is gonna be coming out to the screen, so I'm sure many of you will be lined up to see that. I hope you got your tickets. We need to get ours.
Yeah, and make sure you come back because we are going to do a special feature on Italicus, which we always see on the bar shelf, but perhaps nobody really knows what it is or why you use it or how you should use it.
So that's why we're here. You're welcome. All right, next week, 2 more cocktails, 1 more great movie.
Cheers!